Hey there, welcome to the show. And this is a picture of a rock concert, and it is reminiscent of Wembley Stadium. That's what I asked the AI to do for me. And you can see, I don't know if it's exactly a good depiction, but it's a flippin' loud and big rock concert going on. And whoever's down there performing has captivated the hearts of 80,000, 100,000, however many people this stadium holds. They've captivated the hearts, and they've paid a whole bunch of money to be there. In some cases, ridiculous amounts, especially if they're sitting down there on the floor close to the stage. And I've done that. I've paid a lot of money and sat down in behind the ice, behind the glass in ice hockey games, and down on the floor in concerts and so forth. And there's an energy there that's really powerful. Now, I want you to think for a minute. I titled this, Let's Insert a Message in the Marketplace. And this is something we don't often think about. Your life is your message. Whatever you're doing, however you're living, that is the message that you're living. That is the message you're inserting into the world, whether you mean to or not, whether I mean to or not. So when I say insert a message in the marketplace, I use that phrase when I talk to business clients, when I've got clients and we're working on promoting their products or increasing their existing sales, writing a book, getting ready to do any of that kind of stuff, or doing it already and trying to level it up. I say, you got to insert a message in the marketplace. Now, you've driven down a road where there's just crowded on the side with billboards. And today we've got those electronic billboards that change. They used to be static and it was only one thing. Now there's 2, 3, 5, 10 different announcements, and they cycle with 10 to 15 to 20 seconds on each thing. And so, you get multi-use out of the billboards, and that's pretty cool. All of that stuff is to insert a message in the marketplace. Whether it's effective or not depends on several things. One is the message crafted so we get what we're seeing, we understand what they're saying. Two, am I the right person? Like if there is a message up there about baby products, I'll be 69 next week. My kids are raised, they've got kids now. And so baby products isn't interesting as an advertisement for me. There's an advertisement about a new science exhibit at the TELUS World of Science Museum here in town. Now, that might interest me. So it depends on if it's well done so I can tell what I'm seeing. It depends on whether or not I'm interested in that thing that's going on right there, and whether or not I have the bandwidth at that moment to even see it, and some other things too. But let's just use those three right now. Because if there's a conversation going on in my car, or I'm worried about this guy next to me who is driving too close, I may not even see the sign. So if you're thinking about marketing, and you are always marketing, whether you want to or not, whether you mean to or not, even if you don't have a business, you're marketing yourself. You're creating the impression, not only with people around you, but literally on the universe itself, who you are, what you want, what comes back to you, and everything. Now that kind of language used to only be the purview of nutcases, but we now know that it's absolutely factually, scientifically true. What I think about manifests. What I have in my life, I attract by what I think and do. And if you reread, Wallace Wattles' The Science of Getting Rich, or Think and Grow Rich, Napoleon Hill, or a dozen other books, older and modern, they're all trying to explain the truth of, as a man or as a woman thinketh, so is he or she. That's a fundamental truth that's been around since we were created. We don't use it much. We don't think about it much. And we go through our lives a minute, an hour at a time, sort of reacting to everything and being happy or sad about what's going on. So imagine for a sec that you, every minute today, just pick today, because today's where we are, right? Every minute today, you become conscious about the message you're inserting into the universe. Are you inserting a message of happiness, of contentment, of satisfaction, of service, of love? Are you inserting a message of lack, of fear, of resignation, of I can't get ahead no matter what I do? Are you inserting a message of anger, retribution, negativity, fury? You know, we just had this thing happen in New York City where somebody was killed. We don't know why, but it's not hard to imagine that someone killed the CEO of a healthcare thing because a claim was denied and it was important to them and wreaked a lot of havoc in their lives. And so the only way they could take retribution was to, assassinate somebody. And so that's the message they inserted in the marketplace: frustration, isolation, negativity, revenge. And it's going to have big ripples through the family and who knows, in the company and so forth. Now, we can't control that. But what you and me can control is the message we insert into the universe. And I titled this "Insert a Message in the Marketplace." And the reason is because lots of the people that I talk to, lots of the podcasts that I appear on, and guests that I have on my shows are entrepreneurs, meaning, or business owners. And there's a difference. Business owners are people usually that have a single business and they are an integral part of the business. In other words, they're a cog. And if they quit working, the business doesn't do so well or shuts down entirely. That's a business owner, and you really just have a job. It's a job of your own design, but you have one. An entrepreneur is one that has several businesses and is out of the business or getting out and creating a business that runs itself. And so then you can create other businesses. Subtle distinction, doesn't matter right now. But point is, your invitation right here, right now, is to think about and intentionally insert the message you mean to into the universe or into the marketplace. Why would you do that? Well, you don't have to. But here's what I know: when you do, you feel more in control because you are. You are more in control of your life and your outcomes. If you look at your situation right now, or I look at my situation right now, it is the product of the thinking that I've done for the last year or two or three. That has added up to create where I am now. So if you want to look at yourself a year in the future, we're winding the year down, right? It's December. It'll be Christmas pretty quick and New Year's before we can blink twice. If you want to think about Christmas 25, everything that you think about, that you expect, that you're angry about, that you're happy about, that you're hopeful about, that you have faith in, or that you hate, doubt, fear, that will accumulate and create the life you have next Christmas. That's not an indictment, it's an invitation. I find it actually really exciting because it gives me the power, the truth of a certain power, and it's called notice and choose. Notice and choose is a simple couplet: notice, choose, but it is infinitely powerful. I get to notice what I'm feeling right now. We go through the day and we don't even think about it. We are feeling it: anger, happy, frustration, rich, poor, excited, scared, whatever, but we don't really notice it. Say, wow, I am excited right now. Why am I excited? Wow, this is coming, that's coming. I'm scared right now. Oh, I'm getting ready to go on stage and give a talk, or I'm launching a new product and I'm worried it won't work, or I just spent $10,000 on Facebook ads and holy crap, I hope, I get an ROI. Or I just, did a thing that I hope will create a huge difference in my relationship. Or I've just made a huge commitment about changing who I am in the world, and I don't know if I can keep it up. I have a client right now that was talking recently about some physical things that they're trying to do, and they embarked on a program that you may have heard of, 75 Hard, and they chronicled their progress for a few days, and they fell off the wagon, and they've said, well, we're going to start again, after the holidays. That's all fine. The message there is, I tried. I was successful for several days. I then failed, meaning I didn't do what I was going to do, and I'm going to get back up on the horse. That's a message of resilience, of possibility, and positivity. Here's the thing I found is a key. It sometimes feels exhausting to keep trying. What I found about that exhaustion is it was only exhausting when I expected to fail, when I thought, I can't do this. I'm probably going to suck. It probably isn't going to work. It doesn't matter how hard I try. When I thought that sort of stuff, it became exhausting to keep trying, even though it didn't, quote, work like I wanted. When I changed, and I have, to I'm just doing this, this being going after 300 million people, writing another book. I just rendered some podcasts that are due out in the first part of February. Those could all be drudge, but instead they're exciting. So it's gone from exhausting to exhilarating. Think about that. If something that you do right now that is exhausting suddenly became exhilarating, would you do more of it? Well, of course you would, because every time you do it, it feels good. Every time you do it, it feels exciting. Every time you do it, it's in absolute faith that it's going to create a dent in the universe. Now, the struggle I had is I had a picture of what that dent was going to look like, by golly. It's going to do this. And that was almost always wrong. It's going to move the Earth axis, a couple of degrees. Well, nothing I ever did moved that. So when I had those kind of expectations, it was easy to get exhausted. I've dropped all my expectations. I don't care. I no longer am attached to what it does. I'm doing it because it's exhilarating. Think about that. So this is why I became a coach. I became a coach because I learned that loving yourself is the best thing you can do, that being your authentic, real self, without any camouflage and all the rest of the crap we wear, is the most fun way to live. And then the secret, when you do that and you tie your efforts to whatever you choose as your life purpose, right now, you may not have a purpose that lasts till your last breath. I have one now, at least I think it's going to last that long, but I've changed it a bunch. When you have that effort tied to that purpose, then every day's a party. Every day's exciting. Every day's fun. And I love doing that. I love helping you make money and make a major impact. Make that dent in the universe you're dreaming. I'm the alchemist, the ultimate alchemist. I help you, lover of people, healer of souls, magnifier of prosperity, starting with my own. See, I'm a product of the product. My own discoveries have elevated me from where I was, busted, broken, sad, depressed, and a bunch of other stuff, to total excitement and joy every single day. And I know that makes me sound like a nutcase, and I don't really care. It's true. And my only excitement now is trying to find people who are motivated to create purpose, prosperity, and joy in their own lives. So this is your invitation. There's a URL on the screen, kellenflukigermedia.com. Go there and check it out. You'll see some books and some, videos and some things. And you'll also find an email and a way to get a hold of me. If you'd like my help creating your wealth and impact, get a hold of me. If you're already living your ultimate life, and you could be, maybe you are, then I would love to talk to you. So get a hold of me anyway, because I like to share stories, learnings, processes, procedures. I need guests, want guests on my shows. I had a great guest on my LA Talk radio show a couple of days ago. Very, very fun guy. And I just interviewed a couple of others that'll be out on my podcast. I love spreading your message. See, because one of the ways I help, besides the coaching, is amplifying your message. So if you got a message, you want help reaching your audience, let's talk. If you've got a yearning and you want to be in your Wembley Stadium with 100,000 people waiting for your message, let's talk, because I want to help you get your message clear and get the platform you need to add good to the world, to insert your message into the marketplace, to make your dent in the universe. Because here's what I know for sure. If you don't do anything, nothing will happen. If you take action, something happens. And what happens depends on the size and consistency of what we do. Overcoming fear, inertia, doubts, self sabotage, procrastination, those are all part of everybody's journey. The truth is, you have it. All that you want to have, you can. You're already all that. I don't know if you're using it, but you can. Love to you with all my heart. And I would love to get to know you and help you insert your message into the marketplace and make your dent in the universe. We'll see you tomorrow.